Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my wonderful and juicy and delicious little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious, and that life is treating you oh so deliciously. So what do we do? 3, 2, 1, my juicy little lads. Thank you, little lad. You're delicious and bright, yes. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, it's around 12:30 p.m. in our UK today. Now then, it is very overcast, very cloudy, rather windy, and it has just been raining a little. Okay, my delicious little babies. So that is the weather forecast in my neck of the woods in the old UK. However, it could differ in other parts of the old UK. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, sorry, excuse me. Now then, my delicious little babies. So yes, yesterday there is something that I wanted to say, which I felt was very important. Actually, I'm pretty glad actually that that I actually did not say it, and that I'm saying it now. Okay, my delicious little babies. So this is what my beautiful little baby brother sent to me. Oh, got something in my eye. That doesn't mean my delicious little babies, okay? Yeah, this was sent on the 8th of the 6th, 2024. Okay, my delicious little babies. And today is the 10th. Okay, my delicious little babies, which of course you will know. Okay. And I just thought that I'd mention this, okay? So thank you, my beautiful little baby brother. How I love you so, okay? My little delicious baby that you are, okay? Now then, I'm going to read it out to you, my delicious little babies, okay? It was just a really interesting quote that my beautiful little baby brother sent to me. Yeah, really interesting it was, so I'm going to read it to you. Okay, my delicious little babies, and I hope that you're all super duper and deliciously well today, okay? Right. From my very beautiful little brother. That's what I put. Okay, my delicious little babies, and kiss, kiss. Okay? Now then, God doesn't give the hardest battles to his toughest soldiers. He creates the toughest soldiers through life's hardest battles. Okay, my delicious little babies, I'm just going to repeat that again for you, shall I? God doesn't give the hardest battles to his soldiers. He creates the toughest soldiers through life's hardest battles. Okay, my delicious little babies, and I thought, thank you, my little baby brother. Yeah, and I thought that I'd mention that today, okay? Now, I should have mentioned it yesterday, but maybe it wasn't the right time. Maybe there we are, today was the right time, okay? Now, I could have come back on my camera yesterday, or whether it be evening or whatever, and I could have mentioned it, okay? But I thought, no. I thought I'll mention it today, my delicious little babies, do you see, okay? Now then, so that's that. So I'm going to close my book because I've got to be honest. I have not been looking at a lot of videos, okay? And the reason for that is because, number one, there does not appear at the moment to be a lot, not meaning this in a nasty way, but there's not really anything that I would say that has jumped out to me, if you know what I mean, my delicious little babies. No, okay? Because at the moment, as we very well know, it's all to do with, that doesn't mean no, it's all to do with the elections, it seems, and, that's all everybody seems to be concerned about at the moment, for some of the alternative media, not all of them, I do apologise, okay? But myself, I'm not interested, personally, in any of the elections. No. Okay, I follow what's going on as much as what I can, my delicious little babies. However, do I want to see any governments in power? No. and I'm going to keep saying it, okay, for as long as I can. Okay, my delicious little babies, which will, there we are, be a very long time. There we are. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? So I don't want to hear about it because it's telling myself, okay, that really, with the best will in the world, not a lot is changing. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Yes, okay, so the more and more that ones talk, you know, chat, 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 chatty, 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 okay, is the more that, very sadly, this is being prolonged. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Because that is, there we are, exactly what's happening, my delicious little babies. Do you see? It does make one wonder, because when you look, okay, so I'm having a conversation today, okay? These are just my thoughts. Now, you know, if others disagree, well, that's the beauty of life. If others do not wish to pay attention, and that's not being sarcastic or rude or anything, okay, or patronising, if they do not want to, you know, pay attention or engage with the conversation, then skip me effing channel. Do you see what I mean? So there's times where I get absolutely, my delicious little babies, and thank you to anybody who even looks at my videos, or clicks on a like or anything, you know, or finds the information informative that I give out, you know, with other videos. So thank you, and God bless you, and how I love you all so. But there are days, my delicious little babies, there we are, where I just get effing peed off. Do you see? I mean, I always find something to laugh about. There we are. I always do, each and every day. Do you know what I mean? Because we cannot let everything in the world, what is going on, affect our lives to the point where we will not even smile about anything. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe have beautiful thoughts, you know, whatever it may be. You know, we cannot allow ourselves to get into that pit. There we are, I just had pit. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Otherwise, we may as well just say, there we are, that they've won. Do you see? Now, really, this should not be a situation, well, they like to play games, okay, where it's winners and losers. But it's been very clear, there we are, to myself, as it has others, God bless them, and with anybody not in that way, that, you know, they just want to push us down. Do you see? And when you try to get back up, they just keep pushing you back down again. And that's, there we are, clearly where they want us. Do you see what I mean? But they can only use, like, the little lackeys, okay, my delicious little babies, to do the dirty, there we are, to do the dirty work for them then, isn't it? Do you see? Okay? So, yes, I do get my days, my delicious little babies. Like I said, I can have a laughter, and I can have fun, and I can have a jerk, you know what I mean? I can have many jerks, but usually at their expense. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Yes, okay? But at the same time, it pees me off, because from where I'm sat and what I'm seeing, there we are, before I even say it, you see, it makes one wonder. I'm going to go back now, I'm going to rewind, that because of everything what's been put in the world, okay, you know, like, you know, you go to work, you do this, you do that, whatever your profession may be, okay, and it's like, you know, to a degree, there we are, you eat, sleep, and breathe it, okay, we've all done it. Do you know what I mean? We still do it. Do you see? Okay, I feel what a lot of it is now, like I just said, some may disagree. I'm simply giving my thoughts. Okay, I'm a woman with a view. Haven't said that for a while. I shall have my effing view. What's my thoughts on all of this is that quite possibly, because everybody, say for example, I don't know, I'm just giving examples. say, for example, if somebody's only ever spoke about, could be anything, politics, for somebody else could be cooking. I'm just giving examples, Martalistic Babies. For others, could be fashion, okay? And that's been their laugh. Do you see what I mean, Martalistic Babies? And this can go across the board. So it could be somebody who has not been to college or uni or anything like that. And then, of course, you got the other side where, you know, they could have been to college and uni. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies, okay? But when you find yourself where you're not doing that anymore, or it's creeping into your noddle, into your mind, that, you know, you would not be doing that anymore, or your profession anymore, whatever profession anybody's in, that, I feel, could seem rather frightening. There we are, in a way, because it's taking up so much of your time, if you follow what I'm saying. Do you see what I mean? Yes? So if you found yourself not doing that, then it would be a case, well, what do I replace with what I've done, there we are, for X amount of years? Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? So I feel that part of this could be worry. You know, it could be a frightening, there we are, a frightening thought. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies, okay? But when I look at things now, I see things as very different. So my noddle has a different view of things. Do you see what I mean? So the way that I would see it is, okay, you've done, you know, this. I mean, okay, let me give you an example. I'll give you an example, okay? So I'm not here to bore. There's a point, there we are, to everything that I'm saying, okay? It's like, you know, so I got my tarping, then I went into jewellery. And to be quite honest with you, my delicious babies, it's not what I wanted to go into. Do you see? But I thought, oh, I'll go and get my tarping, you know, as you do. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? And then I found myself then in jewellery for nearly 10 years. Okay, I will say that it was rather fascinating. Yes, it was. You know what I mean? It's very interesting. I mean, I have seen, some of the most, there we are, beautiful pieces and one-off pieces. Do you see what I mean? Okay. And of course, all of this, there we are, requires a skill. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? Just like a carpenter or a plumber or a bricklayer. Do you see what I mean? Okay, I'm just, you know, talking here, okay? So when the nearly 10 years were up, okay, I did get an offer, you know, and to be paid, you know, ka-ching, 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 you know, to go and teach other women, okay, somewhere else, okay, to teach them about stones, to teach them about other things now. Do you see what I mean, okay? It's what we call somebody, there we are, somebody tried to perch me. There we are, that's basically, you know, what I'm saying, okay, my delicious babies. And of course, you know, because I had a loyalty, there we are, to who I was working for, I said no, okay? So it's not like I did not have the offer. Do you see what I mean? Because there we are, because I did, okay? Because what they wanted was my skills of those years that I've been in jewellery for. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies, okay? But of course, for myself, I could only go as high as what I could go. And as I always say, you know, if you're doing 8 hours in a day, you know, give and take your breaks, like, you know, a break in the mornings and then your lunch break and everything, give or take that, yes, okay? I always feel that, there we are, that one should be happy in whatever they're doing, their role. But when you get to the stage where you're not happy anymore, or say you feel as though something's missing, or maybe you want to put your hand to something else. Do you see what I mean? Okay. Well, then it means that the present job that you're in then becomes, there we are, boring. Do you see what I mean? Okay. I mean, we can always say with any job, you know, that you're constantly learning, new things, of course, you know, and with jewellery, you know, there we are, it's endless. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? There we are, you know. I mean, just to remember all the different types of chains is a mission. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Okay, then you got to, you know, remember whether something is claw set, rub over, illusion. Do you know what I mean? Yes, so you have to remember all these things now. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Okay. So I wanted to try something totally different, and what I wanted to do was to work in the hotel industry, my delicious little babies. I just want to try it, you know, just to see what my thoughts was. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? So off my CVs went, so I sent them out. You know, I never went to the job centre or anything. I just had my CVs done, sent them out, okay? And then I got one hotel come back to me. Do you see? But the way I saw it was, well, this was grand. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Because I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to go along, you know, and I'm going to, you know, see, you know, what the wages are and everything like that now then. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Yes, okay. So I had a total of 2 interviews. Now, for some of you delicious little babies over the months, you would know that I've worked in a hotel, but for other delicious little babies who maybe stumble across my channel by some miracle these days, that you will not know. But yeah, so I went, because like I said, there were 2 interviews. I mean, I'd never known anything like that before. Okay, my delicious little babies, but of course, you know, well, I just rolled with it. You gotta roll with it. You gotta take your time. Do you see what I mean? My delicious little babies. So, of course, I know nothing about the hotelier trade. My delicious little babies, all I've known is going on so many flipping holidays that, you know, you booked into a hotel. Do you see what I mean? Yes. But did I know anything about it? No. So I thought, this is something new. You know, it's only a figure of speech. I do not mean this in literal terms. It's something to get your teeth into. Do you see what I mean? Something to lift your spirits, to get you excited about. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Yeah. So I went for my first interview, and you know, I explained that, you know, I'd never been in the hotel industry. Do you see what I mean? Yes. Okay. Anyway, so, you know, during my interview, you know, they were explaining different things now. I did happen, there we are, to like the look at the hotel and everything. It was actually very, very nice. Do you see what I mean? And of course, for a night, it was between 70 ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching squids and a ton, 100 ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching squids. Do you see what I mean? Okay. So, you know, they asked me at the time, they said, you know, there's 2 who are interviewing me. I won't say their names. I can see them now. God bless them. And, you know, they said, well, what can you offer, you know, as a job role? What can you offer our hotel? So I crossed my legs, folded my arms, and I said, the question is, what can your hotel offer me? Do you see what I mean? They said, very good. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Do you see? So they said, okay. They says, you know, for me to come back for a second interview. So I went back, okay. And of course, they said, they'd already asked me actually on the first interview what I was earning at my, you know, the job that I was in at that time in the jewellery. And I said, and they said, well, the second time when I went for my interview, they says, well, we want to, you know, take you on, to employ you. This says, and what you're earning, they said, we can match it. Because I was on, there we are, pretty good wage. Okay, mad that I was. Okay, mad delicious little babies, so being as young as what I was. Do you see what I mean? Yes, okay. So I said, yes, hunky-dory, tickety-boo. And of course, you know, it never took long. for me to learn the ropes now then. Do you see what I mean, mardalishtuk babies, okay? And what I also loved about that job role, so I'm just, letting you know, mardalishtuk babies, I actually really enjoyed that job. I really, really did, okay? But I left because I was looking after my youngest, my young little, baby brother. Do you see what I mean? And of course, I had a mortgage, and of course, I needed to get back in a job of some sort. Do you see what I mean? Okay? It was because of the hours, because, the hotel, it was like 7 till 3 and 3 till 11. Do you see what I mean? So it's different shifts, you see? And of course, you could book yourself into a hotel and everything. But of course, the other really good thing is that I could have a taxi. So they paid for the taxi for me to go home, and then paid for me a taxi to get into work, because I never drove at that time. Do you see what I mean, Martin babies? Whereas other hotels, what they were doing is they were like with the minibuses, so say for example you could finish at 11, but if you're dropping everybody else off, you may not get home till 12. Well, that was no good to myself. And of course I did get offered by a very well-known hotel called the Hyatt, okay, in the town centre. I got offered there, but of course they had a minibus service and I didn't want to do it. Do you see what I mean, Martin babies? I liked where I was, do you see, okay? And of course, with that job role, you could use, if you wanted to go in the gym or whatever you wanted to do. Plus, you had your meals. I just thought, there we are, that was banging. Do you know what I mean? That was brilliant for myself, and it was free. Do you see what I mean? I'm just being honest, Martin babies, okay? Because when I was at work, at my other job, do you know what I mean? Like, if you went out at lunch, you'd like go and buy a sandwich or something like that. Do you see what I mean? Yes, but of course here, and you had the chef, God bless him, not in that way. And, you wanted a full English, whatever you wanted. It was all free, okay? But of course, in a short space of time, I was gathering a lot of, it's like you get like a survey, and then the guests, if they have the time, of course, could fill out the survey and see, what they thought about their service. Like, say, if somebody needed a key cutting or anything like that, or, you needed to go and take extra to their room for something, whether it be, say if the porter, do you see what I mean? And then you organise it so, that whoever's in their rooms, that they can have what they want. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? And so I found myself, I built up quite a lot, shall we say, that. And I'm going to be honest with you, my delicious babies, I never even knew, I swear down, I never even knew, never knew nothing, okay? Then there was another receptionist, okay, who'd been there quite a long time. She was younger than myself. And it's like she was trying to get the credit, there we are, off my back. You see what I mean, okay? Actually, she could be rather bitchy at times as well, my delicious babies. But that's when you're working. I'm not going to say it's about all women, dear women or all dear ladies. No, I'm not. But when you're around, do you know what I mean? You'll get some who are nice, and then you'll get others who, do you know what I mean? They like to throw the weight around, you see? But yes, it was very clear to myself. And of course, she got a little bit peed off, this one now, this other receptionist, because I'd got all of the surveys, which was like that. That's how thick it was, my delicious babies care. And of course, she hadn't. Do you see? So she was trying to, say, well, I did a lot of the work as well. Do you know what I mean? But of course, she had what I call a sourpuss. That's an Irish saying, with a fizzog, with a Bertrish, you know what I mean? So, there's many times where she could be rather miserable, do you know what I mean? But when somebody's coming into the hotel, you are their first point of call. So it is, there we are, service with a smile. Do you see what I mean, my delicious baby? It's not, stood there with your fizzog being very miserable. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? Am I? But then, not long after, well, anyway, I I wrote my letter to say, you know, I thanked them, which I did. You know, I'm very courteous like that. I thanked them for their, you know, for employing me, and, you know, and that I had a lovely time, you know, because some nights I could check myself into, you know, like a really banging room. Do you see what I mean? Okay, but of course then you've got to be up at 6, showered, hair dried, everything, and, you know, ready to start work. Do you see what I mean? My delicious babies. Um, but then I got called into the office, you know, from the manager. Do you see what I mean? And he and I never got off on the right foot, to be honest, my delicious babies, okay? Because he was just throwing his weight around and being bossy, do you know what I mean? And of course, with myself, there we are, I can give as good as get. Do you see what I mean, okay? I always have an old-fashioned saying, never tell a granny how to suck eggs. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies, okay? But he said, would you like a cup of tea or coffee, Carla? So he says, come and sit down. Do you see what I mean? Okay. So I sat down, and I actually asked him, because when I go back, so I have to remember, you know, like little things what I'd said. And I said, well, what you being so nice to me for? Because I couldn't believe he's been really nice to me and pleasant. Do you see what I mean? Okay. Because usually he's very serious, you know, walking around and everything. Do you know what I mean? Okay. And so he did me a coffee, bless, and he said, you know, he said, I am aware. He said that yourself and myself got off on the wrong foot. Do you see what I mean? Okay, and he says, but we've had, you know, such really good feedback, and that's when he showed me, you know, all of these, and I was really shocked. I said, really? I said, those for myself. I just could not believe it, my delicious babies. Do you say? Because the reason why is because I behave in a pleasant way in any job role that I've ever been in. Do you see what I mean? But I never thought that I would have so much really positive feedback. I thought that was really, really, really lovely. I really, really did. You know, I said, can I have a little look? You know, and I was just having a look at some, and I thought, oh, how lovely. And they even took the time, you know, to write down as well, which I thought was really, really lovely. I wish I had known at the time so I could say thank you. Do you see what I mean, Martin? I really do, you know, okay? But of course, you know, because you have to go and inspect the rooms, and you have to, do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? You know, because some could leave the rooms in a state. Makes you wonder how they live at home. You know, towels just thrown in the bathroom, you know what I mean? And just a complete and utter mess, hair everywhere, which I cannot stand anything like that, my delicious babies, okay? You know, because occasionally, you know, somebody, let's just say, you know what I mean, they could be, on occasion, charged extra, you know, for making such a mess. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies, okay? Because there's no need for it. You know, when the other poor, God bless them, little chambermaids have to go and clean all that now. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies, okay? I just seen it as totally wrong. There's just no excuse for that, for shat. Do you see what I mean, okay? But yes, and he really did. I would have to say, there we are, to the point, the hotel manager to beg me to stay. But at that time, I just could not do it because my beautiful little mama bear, oh, how I love you so, she was just poorly. So, you know, I needed to step in and, do you know what I mean, to help out. Do you see, okay? And I couldn't do it with the shifts. It was just impossible. But yeah, and then the two ladies who I told you about who interviewed me, the one come up to me and she was really quite oh, God bless her. Oh yeah, she really was quite upset, you know. And she said, here's your letter. I'll tear it up now. Do you see what I mean? She says, and we'll just forget all about it. She said, we just want you to stay. Do you see? And I thought that's just so lovely. And I mean that from my heart, my delicious little babes. I just felt really, do you know what I mean? I thought, how lovely. Do you know what I mean? Like, where you do not feel as though you're that much thought about, that you're just a number. But, you know, I come to realise that that's not how they saw me. But the manager wanted me to do deputy manager, and I wasn't there long, my delicious babies. I wasn't working in that job role for long, okay? But they wanted me over in France, and I've said it before in my videos, to as a deputy manager, to run hotel. Had I have not had any more commitments, okay, because it is a very large, big commitment, you know, looking after my baby brother, but I would never have changed it for the world, okay, my delicious babies, never. Because it's a point in my life and in his life and in my beautiful little mama bear, God bless her beautiful dear soul, in her life. Do you see what I mean? So I'd never ever say, well, you know, oh, it stopped me from doing something else that, do you see what I mean? Because my life had to go a different way. Do you see what I mean? Okay, and I accepted that. Do you see? Okay, but I could not leave him on his own, not at night. Do you see what I mean? Okay, and of course I wanted to be up in the morning to do his breakfast, to make sure, you know, I always made sure that his uniform was ironed and washed, and you know, and that he's got his lunch money and he's got everything that he needed. Do you see what I mean, my delicious baby? So, yeah, that's the point in my life I'd never change. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Because there we are, we had some lovely times. Do you see what I mean? But had I have been single, not in the sense of, you know, if I had been single with no commitments, no nothing, okay, what I would have probably have done is rented me flat out. That would have been, there we are, what I would have done. And then, you know, just trapped over to France. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? But of course, with a job role like that, okay, if somebody does not come in, then, you know, then you're required to go in. Okay, so that's the downside of it. Do you see what I mean? So say, for example, if the manager said, oh, I cannot come in for 2 weeks, you know, so then it falls on my shoulders. Carla, can you, you know, man it for 2 weeks? That means that even if I'd booked a holiday to go somewhere, do you see what I mean? I would have to then, that because that's what it's like in that industry. Well, it was in the time when I was doing it, okay, that, you know, you'd have to cancel it because, well, what came first was your job. Do you see what I mean? So, you know, and that's really simple things. That's just the way it was. Do you see what I mean? And of course, you know, there was some young lassies, God bless, receptionists, you know, who were actually living, you know, in the hotel where I was working. They were actually living there. Well, of course, out of their wages, they never had to pay a lot. What was it? At the time, I'm going back flipping decades now, but at the time, what was it? A couple of hundred a month. And that's with their food, gas, electric, be able to use the gym, the spa, whatever. The downside to that, my delicious little babies, is that they could have planned a day off for their day off, but if somebody does not turn up, then they've got to come downstairs. Do you see what I mean? Or come down the lift. Do you see what I mean? And then they've got to do that shift. So that's the downside. So that's the other side of the hotelier business. Do you see what I mean? Yes. But did I really enjoy it? Oh, I did. I would never have changed it for the world, you know. But like I said, if life was different, then I would have, you know, probably, I don't know, you know, when I look at my life, you know, probably would have met a French man, you know, bonjour, you know what I mean? And, you know, my life would have been totally different, you know, but no, it just never went that way, you know. And of course, you know, if, well, most probably, because if you're very much in the career side of things, you know, I probably would never have had, oh, how I love them so, you know, my baby daughters, do you see what I mean? So, do you see how life is, my delicious little babies? Do you see? Because my life would have just been the hotel. Do you see? So yeah, when you look at life, it sort of goes a different way, if you know what I mean. Yes, okay. Yes, but yeah, I'm a bit like licorice all sorts. Do you know what I mean? Okay. You know, I've tried different. Do you see what I mean? I've had my favourite jobs. You know, I mean, I wouldn't change the jewellery business either. It's just that it wasn't something that I wanted to originally do. I found myself in it. Do you see what I mean, Martin? Stick babies. It's just, you know, that's the way it is. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, but that's just a little story for today, really. Do you see? So the point to everything what I've just said to you. So I didn't wish to bore you. I hope that I haven't bored you, but you know, it's just a part of my life that I just wanted to discuss. But, you know, it made me smile. Do you see what I mean? Yes, God bless them. I do believe now that that hotel's closed down. What is it? It's for it's housing others, I've heard. Okay, my delicious babies, because I haven't been up that end for years. Okay. My point to everything is, getting back to what I said at the beginning, you know, the start of my video, that, you know, sometimes if you've been in one job role for such a long time, do you see what I mean? It's like I've known some who have been in their jobs area for like 30, 40 years. Do you see? Okay, they've never moved from that position. But if you were to just sort of dip your feet into something else, whereas when I was younger, I was very ambitious. I really, really was. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to be the best that I could be. There we are at whatever I did. Do you see what I mean? My delicious little babies, okay? And sometimes I suppose I push myself. Do you see what I mean? Okay? Well, again, I'd never change any of it. Not in a million years, my delicious little babies. It's a part of my life. I mean, I'm 50 now. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you know, when I was in my late teens and early 20s, yes, you know, I was full of the joys of life. Do you see what I mean? Okay, going on nice holidays, you know, bought a flat, did different things now. Do you see what I mean? Okay. Would I have changed any of it? No. Do you see what I mean? Would I have ever changed looking after my beautiful baby brother? No. Because it's part of my life. That's it. Do you see what I mean? Okay. But so my point to all of this is that, you know, and I love him very much, which I do, and I always will love my beautiful little baby brother. God bless him. Yes, I will. Do you see? Everybody knows my feelings on my baby brother. Everybody does. And my beautiful baby daughters adore their uncle. Do you see what I mean? Because he's wonderful to them. Do you see? But of course, you know, it's upset me with... Anyway, I'm not going to go into it. My point is, my delicious little babies, is that even though one can be in one job for years, you know, I also feel that ones must never be afraid, there we are, to try something else. Do you see what I mean? That was the whole point. So even though it may feel as though, or sound as though, I've gone round the houses, I actually haven't. I've explained it in such a way. Do you see? And that's what I feel is happening partly. Okay, where, you know, ones, if they've been in their same profession for all those years, okay, it's like frightening, there we are, to try something else. Do you see what I mean? So we have to look in between the lines here. Do you see? It's like very shortly I'm going to be doing a sewing course, okay? I used to be able to crochet and I can knit, because my beautiful little Nana Bear, God bless her, how I love my beautiful little nanny and granddad, so God bless you both. Yeah, she taught me to knit and to do the crocheting. Plus I learned when I was in junior school how to crochet, but I've flipping forgotten how to do it now, okay? But what I wanted to do is do a sewing course, yes. So that's what I'm going to be doing shortly. Do you say? So you never know. You may see me pop up and show you one-off designer cushions. Mardslichtig babies, do you say? But, you know, it's about trying different things. Do you see what I mean? Not just being frightened to take your, you know, your little footsies out of one pond and, you know, dip them in another. Do you see what I mean? Yes? So throughout my life, yes, I've been, you know, you try different things now, do you know what I mean? You see what floats your boat. You know, I mean, there's some job roles. I mean, like when I did the being a funeral arranger, my delicious babies, it's something I'd wanted to do for 3 years. And had sent me CVs off again. Do you see what I mean? Okay, just to see what would come back, what, you know, what fruitfulness would come back. And yes, and then I had to wait another 9 weeks. But I'd already said to my dear little friends, God bless them, how I love them, sir. And I already said to them, I said, I know what's happened here. They've took somebody else on and they're obviously seeing that out, because I had to have 2 interviews with that one as well, my delicious babies. And of course, with that job as well, there we are, they wanted me to stay. But no, I just did not like who they put me with. You know, it's like, I don't know. It's just depressing going in every day and looking at her bitchy face. Do you understand what I mean, my delicious babies? Do you see? You know, constantly having disagreements. And then, of course, when the doorbell rings, it's like ding, ling, ling, end of round one. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? Okay. She just had a different, let's just say, attitude to how I did, even with the way that I was turned out. You know, the managers said, you know, I wish that we had more of you, Carly, you know, because I was very smartly dressed and made sure that my clothes were pristine, clean and everything. Do you know what I mean? Because, you know, you're talking, God bless the beautiful, dear little souls to dear families, and plus you're, you know, to do with the dear loved one, you know, in the chapel of rest. Do you see what I mean? Okay, so you have to be well turned out, you know, in every job role. There we are, I've always been the same. Do you see what I mean? Okay, no excuse for looking like a effing scruff. But the woman who I was put with, yes. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? So, yeah, so I love that job, but they wanted me to stay, yeah. And I just, you know, I said no. But I was really pleased. And one of the managers said to me, they says, well, if you look at it a different way, Carla, because I'd done care work on and off for over 20 years. They said, well, if you look at it a different way, this was the male manager. Because the female, oh, God bless her, dear lady, she wanted me to stay. God love her. Okay, I sent her a beautiful tin of chocolates and everything and a card to say thank you, you know, for employing me. Do you see what I mean? But he says, you know, he said, you looked after, you know, in your job role previously, in your job roles, you know, the elderly, the dear elderly. He says, then you see, you know, not meaning this rude or disrespectful, my little babies, but then you see the process. And I said, well, yes, yeah. I said, if you look at it that way, then yes, you see, there we are, I already knew anyway. Do you see? But I just, there we are, showed a lot of compassion. I'm just not going to say anything more, my delicious babies, okay? But yes, so that's that, my delicious babies, okay? And my heart went out to all the families, okay? And, you know, where they could come in at any time and sit down and have a cup of tea, coffee, juice, water, you know, and just sit and talk. Because that's so, there we are, so very important. Nobody on this earth, in this world, should ever feel that they have absolutely nobody to talk to, nobody to communicate with, nobody, sorry, to air their feelings. Nobody should ever feel like that. Each and every one of us have a right to have somebody else around us who we can go to or who we can talk to. And of course, you know, over these decades, you see more and more and more, like when I used to do my care work, and then I'm going to go mad holistic babies, but when I used to do my care work, and sometimes, you know, like, you know, whatever your shift fell on, okay, and sometimes, you know, I'd get there, you know, and, you know, they may not have seen anybody all day. Do you see what I mean? So it's a very lonely life. But over the decades, we are seeing more and more. We're seeing a lot of beautiful families, yes, and sometimes, as an old-fashioned saying, you know, some have got better friends than family. It's just an old-fashioned saying, my delicious babies, okay? And so there's all different lives, you know. But I've also seen in my decades, there we are, an awful lot of loneliness. Like when I was younger, when I was a wee little lass, you know, there we are, lots and lots of families. Do you see what I mean? Of course, then when I got older and I started seeing, and then more and more and more, they were so lonely. Do you see what I mean? And of course, you know, 9 times out of 10, I usually always, you know, was there longer, you know, because they just wanted to talk. My beautiful, dear little clients, God bless them. So, you know, rather than just say, do you see what I mean? Okay, if I had an extra 10 minutes, I'd spend an extra 10 minutes. Do you see what I mean? Yes. What does that take out of my day or night? And sometimes I was out, you know, because my beautiful little baby daughters, when my little one, she was only a baby at the time, you know, and sometimes I'll be out till 11 o'clock at night, you know, finishing my role. Do you see what I mean, my little babies? Yes. So, yeah. But would I change any of it? No. But, you know, all that I'm saying is for anybody who's frightened out there that, you know, you cannot maybe put your hand to something else, you know, that is not the case. You know, there's always a different avenue to go down. We're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue and then we'll take it higher. Do you know what I mean, my little babies? Anyway, thank you for listening once again, okay? Wherever you are in the world, have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life, okay, my little babies? Yes, you do, okay? A smile a day keeps the doctor away, just like crunch, crunch, a celery a day keeps the doctor away, okay? We've got to keep lifting that vibration. Good, 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 good vibrations. Okay, my little babies? We've got to keep smiling, okay? Even through all of the shit. Okay, my little babies? Because I'm sure that I had a bad, and there has been a lot of bad, very sadly, my little babies, and God bless everybody and everything, okay? That good must surely come out. Okay, my little babies? And until my next video, wishing each and every one of you peace, love, harmony, and bright blessings. How I love you all so, okay? And may your beautiful little selves and your beautiful little families all be fully protected. So until my next video, God bless. So much love. Take care. Goodbye.